What's going on, guys? KEVINCAGE here with another crypto update. Let's kick it off. So first up, we have the first ever White House Crypto Summit that's taking place tomorrow. So on this agenda, there's going to be discussions about regulatory clarity, stablecoin oversight, and the US Bitcoin Reserve, especially following the recent announcement of the US Crypto Strategic Reserve. Alright, so we have a tweet from David Sachs right here, and this is a well-known name in the space. President Donald Trump also appointed him as the White House AI and Crypto Czar. So basically a brand new position aimed at creating a legal framework for artificial intelligence and crypto. So Eleanor has a tweet right here of a list of the participants for tomorrow's meeting. We're going to check this out, and I wanted to go over this list specifically because David points out that most of the invite lists that are circling around Twitter and X are fake. So this does look correct to him, so we're going to look at this. And he does note that this Digital Asset Summit is not a conference, it's a roundtable. So we appreciate all of the interest, but need to keep it small to have a meaningful conversation. So let's check out Eleanor's list here, and she's over on Fox Business, so we can see Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO. We have Christopher Giancarlo, former CFTC chair. So I'm not going to read every individual person's name, but we're going to go through these companies, organizations, and exchanges. So we have Anchorage, which is a qualified custodian. We have Crypto.com. We have Gemini, Robinhood, Kraken, MicroStrategy, Coinbase, Chainlink. Looks like Multicoin Cap, an investment firm. We have World Liberty. As we move a little further down, we have Exodus, Paradigm, and Bitcoin Magazine. So a really interesting list here. I'm interested to see if they're going to add any other companies in this list, because this list might not be full unless they want to keep this initial roundtable relatively small, and I do want to see more of these in the future. But to no surprise, we do have Ripple the company right there. So I think at this point, everybody knows this is a really big deal, being the first ever White House Crypto Summit. And I'd really like to see real discussions on exploring how Bitcoin and other crypto assets could play a role in national financial security, because I think that is a big point with this strategic reserve or any future Bitcoin reserve. I should correct myself coming back to this, because David even says right here, though this list is not yet complete, so maybe we're going to see more projects on this list that are already in the US Crypto Strategic Reserve, or other assets that already have filings and applications for spot ETFs. And really, there are a bunch of other assets that come to mind that could be included that might not have spot ETF filings, but are just well-known assets, typically in the top 50. And we have CZ right here retweeting this. BlackRock now holds over $50 billion in Bitcoin, so the Bitcoin ETF is BlackRock's fastest growing ETF in history, so there is no competition when you compare the growth of the Bitcoin spot ETF versus gold, or gold-backed spot ETFs. And you have to keep in mind, we're still seeing articles left and right every time it's the daily or weekly largest inflow or outflow for Bitcoin spot ETFs, but the Bitcoin spot ETF is just over 1 year old since January of last year versus gold, and the first gold-backed spot ETFs are around 20 years old. And when we're comparing the market cap of gold on 8 Infinite Market Cap, we can see the market cap of gold is $19 trillion, orders of magnitude larger than Bitcoin today. And who's to say that we're not going to see other altcoins or protocols in this list, even if they have a new classification for altcoins in the future? It's the same old song every single cycle. When Bitcoin crashes the cycle lows, we have seen the news announce, like a funeral, rest in peace Bitcoin, every single time. And at least for today, Bitcoin is the only asset that has ever surpassed $1 trillion market cap. They said it never would. We're going to see alts do that someday. And if you understand market cap, you know that this number right here is all BS in the crypto space. There's nowhere near that amount of liquid money responsible for that market cap or valuation. All market cap is circulating supply multiplied by the last traded price. I also saw this come out today, shared by Cointelegraph. President Trump's World Liberty and SWE announced a strategic reserve deal in collaboration. So I haven't seen a full source to this, but if you do trust Cointelegraph. So basically this ticker WLFI stands for World Liberty Financial. This is the DeFi protocol inspired by Donald Trump. So at least from what I've seen, it sounds like World Liberty plans to incorporate SWE's native token into its macro strategy. And SWE is a very well-known project at this point, a lot of people hoping it is the next Solana or has similar ROI this cycle. And they definitely have institutional backing. They have a strong team with the ex-Meta or ex-Facebook engineers. And what's really important in the crypto space is almost like regulatory favor and corporate alliances, or political alliances. And overall, SWE has top-tier connections to influential figures, the VC space in Silicon Valley, their backing from Andreessen Horowitz, etc. Alright, next up, I want to go over this, and then we're going to play a clip of Monica Long, the president over at Ripple. So we have Cointelegraph sharing this. Bullish, Bitcoin has entered the optimism stage on the Fear and Greed Index. Historically a signal for major rallies. FOMO isn't here yet, but if history repeats, the real surge comes next. So what this looks like to me is pointing out the retracement during last cycle, calling this the optimism stage and comparing it to this before we had the crash, and looking for a euphoria stage in the future, euphotia. So I'm not really comparing last cycle, I'm actually looking at the fractal of 2013 and 2017 because I think that more so aligns with the shape and structure, but overall, the big picture, yes, I believe this to be the case. We just need to keep seeing Bitcoin's monthly candle body closing above the 8-month EMA, and we are today, but we need to stay above that, ignoring any flash wicks to the downside, and actually see that large recovery. Alright, next up, I want to play a really quick clip of the Ripple president, Monica Long, in this podcast. If you get the chance to watch the full thing, I highly recommend it. It's 47 minutes long, I retweeted it, and it was uploaded on Twitter by Tokenized Podcast. So this is a podcast, and I believe I read, sponsored by Visa. And I don't know if this guy is the main host, but he does a really good job, Simon Taylor.
What do you think the next sort of 6-12 months look like for Ripple, other than trying to hold on to the rocket as it grows up? Like, what's on your to-do list for the next 12 months? Is it going to be new products? Is it going to be new markets? Or is it just going to be execution?
Primarily execution. I really, what we talked about at the top of the show, of bringing together this end-to-end infrastructure, that's going to be our continued path. We've charted it. We're going to just keep, marching ahead on it. Growth in the business across all those different segments we talked about. Ripple Dollars, actually, I mean, I know we've been talking about it for a while. It just launched in December. And so, that's a big area of focus for us, is growing, adoption, distribution for Ripple USD. And Brad has said this, Brad, our CEO, Ripple is a unique company in the landscape, in that we have a lot of buying power right now. And so certainly, look for us to make interesting movements on the strategic partnership or M&A front to advance our mission.
So basically, I just wanted to share that clip to emphasize that we're going to likely see more acquisitions. I know we've already seen a bunch already, and having that buying power puts them in a really good position. I think that is one of many reasons why they're also at the White House Crypto Summit for tomorrow. And feel free to watch the whole thing. This is directly from Monica Long, the president over at the company Ripple. They go over a bunch of information, and we can see it's all timestamped. Most things we already know, a huge push for banks to get more involved, not just in stablecoins, but RWAs. And the biggest point is that we are going to see this number climb more and more year over year. So now it's almost at 18 billion. We were doing a video maybe a few weeks ago, and it was like 15.99 billion. And this isn't financial advice, but I strongly believe this number is going to the trillions. We have BCG estimating a $16 trillion business opportunity. So trillions of dollars coming on-chain to different protocols. Those protocols will be interoperable so that we have all of these bridges, and this value can interoperate. Alright, we're going to finish up with this today. So we have Generation Infinity sharing Origin debuts on Hedera, bringing VC-level opportunities to retail investors, so venture capital opportunities to everybody. So enter the Origin as leveling the playing field between retail and venture capital. High-growth projects are no longer just for institutions on the HBAR network. So we have this Origin Launchpad, and this was backed by a grant from the HBAR Foundation. And this is an accessible, expertly curated investment platform built on Hedera. We have now retail investors can access the same high-growth opportunities as institutional firms. So we have some stats right here of crypto venture capital invested. So in 2024, it surged to 13.7 billion, so crypto VC funding, with projections to surpass 18 billion in 2025. So this is really cool. I'm going to have to keep tabs on this. So for Origin, the team handpicks only 1 to 2 projects per month, ensuring high-quality investments with strong fundamentals. Before a project appears on Origin, it undergoes due diligence, risk assessment, market research, strategic analysis. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll keep it short and sweet. I did want to share this just for anybody that's still here, and I don't want to make a big deal about this, but I wanted to update you guys about my health and my central nervous system. A few weeks back, my breathing really slowed and I had a seizure, so I'm still trying to recover. I get dizzy, it's hard to even have conversations, so luckily I can trim these YouTube clips together, but I'm still having a difficult time, so thank you guys for your patience. So per usual guys, thank you so much for watching. I still want to stay consistent on YouTube, and I will catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button and let me know your thoughts down below. You can find all links to my crypto resources, including tools for charting, trading bots, wallets, portfolio trackers, and exclusive discounts right in my link tree in the video description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.